Hello and welcome back to the channel, and we are looking and hoping to fault find the Yaesu FT-227 memorizer. So as I said in a previous video that it was outputting 10 watts, then it wasn't, and it was, and when I did that video it was behaving itself. But anyway, I've looked online and I found Kilo 7 Romeo Echo Mike's webpage on the FT-227 memorizer. I'll link that below. He brought his not working. Now his version's slightly different. There's about 3 versions of the memorizer. Mine has just got 1 memory. His has got, I think it's 4 memories and plus a 600 Hz for the offset for repeater. I have looked at schematics as well. The schematic seems pretty much the same. And if you look on this section, it's components missing, and I think that's what the R version, R memorizer version would have. And this is where your tone control board, but so it's vacant there. So let's I've got it connected up to the battery because that's what I'm going to use it for anyway. So if we just get everything in that, hopefully that is in view. Let's have a look. Bit of shine off the light, yeah, that's better. So switch it on. So it should be 10 watts high power, 1 watt low power, and every time I try this it varies. So what is it doing today? Over 10 watts. Every time I get the camera out it does 10 watts, and if I like switch the camera off and move it away it misbehaves. So low power, just over 1 watt. Yeah, it's not going to do it now. When I tried this off camera it was doing 10 watts, then the meter starts twitching, and it's not going to do it now, is it? I'm transmitting into a dummy load anyway, so I'm not transmitting all over the place. See, it's behaving itself. Now we're going to do a bit of fault finding anyway. I reckon it's one of the transistors, probably this one. But it's happened with KD7REMs, one when he's trying to fix it. And I think he's got the same issues as I have. Well, he had the same issues. I presume he's fixed it. But let's have an investigation, see what happens. It's been a little while later, and see on the meter, well, now we're down to 2 watts. And that's just randomly keying it up and just let it sit on the bench, powered up. Now when I did this the other day just to see if it really is the problem we're going to try and diagnose, and you might be able to see now the needle's waving a bit, just fluttering slightly. So it could be a relay problem, I don't think it is, or it could be transistors. Now you've got 3 transistors on this for the output, so just get my schematic and description up. So where are we? So the layout of this radio, so PLL section is underneath this bit of card. Tone burst section, well, it doesn't have it because this is not the repeater version. Tone squelch unit when installed. Main receiver unit is round here. In fact, this is the main receiver and the main transmitter section. So the transistors we're going to look at, hopefully it's not buggered. Q204, which is down here, Q206, Q207. This is amplification. Amplifier final stages. This one underneath here, which is the other side of the board, is an FT-227, which delivers 10 watts of RF energy through a diode switch and low pass filter, which is down here. into the 50 ohm antenna. If it's that, we're in trouble, because the one I have seen online is about £60. So hopefully it's not that. Anyway, so let's get a multimeter into the picture. We've got a test point in the top right, which is there. In fact, let's put the other one, the other probe round. I use my old mapping multimeter. So I'm going to go on volts 20. You got some pins down the side here. So let's have a gander. So you got the push to torque. That'll be the voltage of the battery. It's under 13 volts. Transmit. It should see 8 volts. So unkeyed, nothing. Key up. Yeah, 8 volts. On key, nothing. Directly underneath, you've got the receive that says 8 volts. Just over, on keyed, key up. How much voltage? There's another pin underneath. Move these wires out the way. Trying to work around the camera here. 8 volts on that. Just over. So the relay, you're seeing the voltage and it's working within the voltage it should do. Now, I did message some of my friends, well, what kind of message was like what we're up to, and I mentioned about this, and I thought it was the transistors that were going. George Christophe, who I know has not uploaded a video in ages, but he's been super busy, he was saying, well, transistors either work or they don't. There's no in between. Unless it's an AF-117 transistor, then you'll need the very special Mullard engineer's hammer. Quite rare, these, and you would normally typically tap, which I don't think that's going to do much anyway, but still showing 2 watts. Yeah, nothing. So he suggested check the resistance across the relay. So that could be possibly taking the relay out, or hopefully I can do it from the other side. And I might have to do it from the other side because I don't want to take the relay out and then put it back. I might damage it. And I don't think they make these relays anymore. I looked online and they're no longer manufactured. KED7RAM, he modified his website's going to be linked below. Put a different relay in and he had to drill the board. I don't fancy doing that. That's probably going to be a last resort. So let's flip the radio upside down. So I've taken the panel off underneath. You got this section here and the screws are there on the same other side, but I'm going to take these 2 off, which means we can flip the lid, and here's where the relay is. Now I might be getting conflicting information on here. I'm looking at I googled it. It's a BR211A relay. Looks like you can get replacements of RS components, but that's for a 12 volt one. I think this might be like a 6 volt one or 8 volt one. Though I imagine it would be 12 volt because it's powered with 13 and a bit of volts. So nominal coil approximately 320 ohms. If it's a 6 volt, it'd be 80 ohms. Though it also says typical values being 320 ohms. So look and learn on and see what happens. So test points of that. Are we actually in the picture? You can tell I do this on the fly and not set up properly, so that's why I wish I had bigger, longer arms. So that point to that point. 800. Not a clue if that makes any. So I'll just flip the relay there, I don't know. $100. Got the same readings no matter where we go. Let's open circuit, well, not there to there. Not a clue. I don't think it's the relay. Referring back to KD7RVM's website, and I'll read what he put on his. Receiver work but no transmit. Suspect of the relay. Schematic shows that it used to switch the 8-volt power supply back and forth. Well, we've seen it does 8 volts. Voltage output at the relay was low on the receive side, non-existent on the TX contact. Well, we have 8 volts and relay is fine. Run for some cleaning figure to come up with a solid state version. Well, I'm not going to do that. After getting the TX RX power supply problem taken care of, there's still no output. TP1 showed proper voltage and responded when a T201. So that's on the other side, we've already seen that. There are some twiddly bits to twiddle. T201, out came the scope. FM signals getting to the initial 2 transistors in the PA stage, but no further. The last driver, Q227, that's the one I was tapping at with the hammer, before the final amp Q208 was open, and it's a 2 SE730 RF driver. I may have one, he said, hopefully. I think the unit in 2030 has one, and I did get 2 just in case it was that. That's probably the unit, but that's a different video. So it looks like I'm going to have to get the oscilloscope out and try that, or I might just desolder it and take it out. What do you reckon? Answers below, because I'm going to do it anyway. Right, let's see what we can do. Right, so we've encountered a slight problem, and I was trying to get this board a bit loose enough, and I thought, well, let's just take the heatsink off the transistor, and upon doing that it felt a bit loose, so I thought give it a bit of a tug, which was my biggest mistake I've made, because it came out and it broke one of the legs. So I've no idea if this was faulty or not. And you think, well, why did I take the heatsink off? I thought, well, if I can take the heatsink off, I may be able to get some test leads under there and check it. And I've got no way of doing that now anyway. So, C23076B. I thought I had one of them, but no, I've got 2 C73065As. No idea if that's any different. It doesn't look like there's any difference, so I've got 2 of them, so let's get the finality out and we'll pick whichever one's got the best gain. So we'll try this one. Plug this one in. Now, I have done a review of this finality component tester before. I prefer this, to be honest. It does a bit more than that cheap one off eBay, was it? Okay, we've got a gain of 86. Let's get the other one in. And the gain of this one is 30, so I'm going to go with the other one. So let's put that over there to one side. So the other issue is I was trying to get this board out, so let's flip it over. His issue is something shot, yes. Under there is where the transistor legs come out, and we've got all the switch stuff underneath. And I was hoping when I undid the screws from this board it'll just drop out, but it's not that easy. So this was well put together, they didn't seem to want to allow you to take it apart. Which of course Yaesu wouldn't, because Yaesu want you to take it back to the dealer, but yeah, I can't see any dealership doing this. I'll do that beyond economic repair, yeah, we can't do it, and I'll do it myself. That's what this whole video is about. Me learning and you face palming, oh damn, you shouldn't have done that. Right, so yeah, let's fire up the soldering iron and see what happens. Right, so I've replaced the transistor and hopefully I've got it in the right polarity. So watch out for the magic smoke. Power on. So I'm not transmitting yet. So we're on low power, so this should be 1 watt ish. So maybe I should have just make sure that is set. I'm probably not doing something right. Maybe I should adjust them, but never mind. So reflection should be nothing because it's on the dummy load. Power a bit less than before, but that's low power. Need to try and rely on this. So now we're on high power. In fact, yeah, low power, the dial on the bottom's not moving much, expected. High power, have we got full deflection? Well, it's holding 10 watts. So, oh no, it's not. Yeah. I think I've broken this radio. The meter's not even moving. Oh hell, what have I done? Well, I think I've killed it. I've killed the radio. Damn it.